Deep lakes hold a special place in the human imagination. The motif of a bottomless lake is widespread in world mythology. In such bodies of water, one generally imagines finding monsters, lost cities, treasures, mermaids, realms of the dead, and so on. Although, today we can study bodies of water with a variety of high-tech tools including sonar, remote cameras, and miniature submarines, the ancient fascination and sense of mystery remain. This list counts down the 9 deepest lakes. 1 Earth. Number 1 Crater Lake, that is 19,043 feet 590 meters. Crater Lake, located in the Cascade Range in Oregon, is the deepest lake in the United States. It is also a relatively young lake, having been formed about 7,700 years ago when a massive volcano called Mount Mazama collapsed following an eruption. The area was inhabited by humans at the time, and it is generally believed that the oral traditions of the local Klamath Indians concerning the creation of the lake reflect a mythologized but authentic account of the eruption and collapse. Visitors to the lake are struck by the lake's unusually deep blue color, which is due to the lake's depth and the clarity of the water, which holds very little sediment because it mostly comes from rainfall. Number 2 is Great Slave Lake. Great Slave Lake is the second largest lake in the Northwest Territories of Canada, the deepest lake in North America at 614 meters, and the 10th largest lake in the world by area. It is 469 kilometers long and 20 to 203 kilometers wide. It covers an area of 27,200 square kilometers in the southern part of the territory. Number 3 is Lake Yisik 2,192 feet 668 meters, lying at an elevation of 5,270 feet 1,606 meters in the Tian Shan Mountains of Kyrgyzstan. Lake Yisik, one of the world's largest alpine lakes. The lake's Kyrgyz name, Yisik Playel, means hot lake, as it never freezes even though winter temperatures in the area regularly reach -15 F26C. Scientists attribute this to the lake's slight salinity and to geothermal activity in the area. The lake's great depth and the archaeological richness of the area have stimulated researchers and treasure hunters' curiosity. From time to time, expeditions are launched in hopes of finding a Kyrgyz Atlantis ancient ruins that supposedly lie in deeper areas of the lake. Number 4 Lake Nyasa 2,316 feet 706 meters. Lake Nyasa, a long, thin lake stretching more than 350 miles 560 km along the borders between Mozambique, Tanzania, and Malawi, where it is usually known as Lake Malawi because its length, depth, and temperature stratification create a number of radically different environments. Lake Nyasa has an extraordinarily high level of biodiversity. As many as 1,000 species of fish have been recorded in the lake, which means that it is home to about 15% of all freshwater fish species on Earth. The vast majority of those species belong to the cichlid family. Number 5 Lake is O'Higgins San Martin. Lake 2,740 feet 836 meters. Located in a sparsely populated area of the Patagonian Andes, this lake, called O'Higgins in Chile and San Martin in Argentina, is probably the least known of the lakes on the list. It sits on the Argentina-Chile border and is fed by the O'Higgins Glacier, which flows into it from the west. The lake gets its characteristic milky turquoise color from the high concentration of rock flour suspended in the water from the glacier. Number 6 is Lake Vostok, 2,950 feet 900 meters. Vostok, Lacanical Rager Fuller, NSF. Lake Vostok in Antarctica is unique among the lakes on this list in that it is buried under nearly 2.5 miles, 4 km of ice. It is the largest known subglacial lake. Since the 1970s, scientists had suspected the presence of a large mass of trapped fresh water underneath the ice at the site, but it wasn't until 1996 that British and Russian researchers were able to provide exact measurements by using ice-penetrating radar. Until recently, biological activity in the lake had been a mystery since there had been no way to collect samples or place sensors beneath the ice. A breakthrough came in 2012, though, when a team of researchers successfully drilled all the way to the surface of the lake. Scientists studying the samples have reported finding many new forms of bacterial life. Number 7 lake is Caspian Sea, 3,360 feet 1.0 to 5 meters. The Caspian Sea, which lies between the Caucasus Mountains and the Central Asian steppe, is the largest fully enclosed body of water on Earth and the world's largest salt lake, stretching nearly 750 miles, 1,200 km from north to south, and having an average width of 200 miles, 320 km. Commercial fishing and tourism to the Caspian shore play a vital role in the economies of the surrounding countries. Large quantities of oil and natural gas are also extracted from the Caspian seabed via offshore rigs. Number 8 lake is Lake Tanganyika, 4,710 feet 1,436 meters. Lake Tanganyika is the second largest freshwater lake in the world and the second deepest lake of any kind. It sits on the border between Zambia, Burundi, Tanzania, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Like Lake Nyasa, it is a relatively long and narrow lake with extraordinary biodiversity. Since the Stone Age, human communities on the shores of the lake have fed themselves by fishing there, but modern commercial fishing practices, introduced in the 1950s, have contributed to the problem of overfishing in recent decades. Lake Baikal in Siberia holds the distinction of being both the deepest lake in the world and the largest freshwater lake, holding more than 20% of the unfrozen fresh water on the surface of Earth. It is also the oldest freshwater lake in the world, with an estimated age of 20 million to 25 million years. Like other lakes on this list, Baikal is home to a large number of animal and plant species that cannot be found anywhere else. One of the most remarkable is the Baikal seal, also called the nerpa, the only species of seal in the world to live exclusively in a freshwater habitat. How the seal's ancestors arrived in Lake Baikal remains a mystery, since the lake lies hundreds of miles inland.